Hello, hello. Today I'm going to talk about something that actually was inspired by cows grazing in the field. I was actually driving, I usually drive in the same place, taking my daughter to school and back. And there is a field that I usually pass, and there is a cattle that is on the field at all times. I'm not sure if they stay there at night or not, but during the day and from very early in the morning to very late at night, they're always there. So I want to show it to you for a moment. So they are black Angus. I guess they are Angus. I don't know anything about cows, but this is not the exact picture. I found this is just an image, but actually, this is the picture I saw one day. So a couple of days ago, I was driving and it was early in the morning, as always, but I turned and look at the cows because I always like looking at them. And suddenly it hit me. Look at their position. And it reminded me about many, many people. And I will be talking right now to women in business because I do work with women entrepreneurs. So it's actually a lot of information is about for women entrepreneurs. And look at these cows. They look down because the early morning came and they need to feed, they need to eat, and that's their main responsibility. They want to eat. So, head down, focused, everybody all by themselves. They are in a herd, they are in a group, but everybody is doing what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to survive. They're supposed to feed their bodies so they can survive. And that's how they're doing it. Turn down, looking down at the ground, focusing on grazing. Could it remind you that we wake up in the morning and the whole focus is you get ready, and then what's the focus? The focus is to survive because a person starts workday, and the workday means head down, focus, and make money. And when you make money, you will survive. And so it really hit me in this as a metaphor. Of course, I do not imply that people are cows. I do not imply that at all. But I always, actually, always teach via metaphors and analogies. And that's my usual way of explaining spiritual stuff in physical terms. And that's why that picture struck me when I was driving, because it really shows how this world operates, looking down, focusing on the money, because in this case the grass is the money that they need to collect in order to survive. We collect money in order to survive. So, quite an interesting analogy, I hope, because it is interesting to me. And I would like to mention to you about 4 areas that we need to have in business, but it's being missed because of our behavior, like those cows in the field. So, the first area of our business is expertise. You cannot go into business, you cannot have your business if you're not an expert in some kind of thing, right? You need to know something you're going to teach, to do, to serve, to whatever you're doing. You have to know this in depth. I sure hope so. I'm an introvert, and introverts tend to spend a lot of times learning something. So, but when we learn it, we go very much in depth. That's why it takes us so much time, and we know it in and out. So, to me, it's very important that I am very, very versed in my area of expertise. So, I have a lot of training, I have a lot of education, I have a lot of all of that. So, everything that I studied a lot, many, many, many years in order to arrive to this position, so I can stand in front of you in confidence and have my business because I am an expert. So that's the first thing, and nobody argues about it. It's for sure, right? It's for granted. It's actually strange that people sometimes, for example, somebody loses weight or overcomes a disease and thinks that that person could have business and teach everybody else. Well, of course, I dare to say it. Maybe you will not like it if you're watching it and you're one of them, but my question is, how do you know that how do you know that other people will lose weight the same way as you did? Because we're all different. We're all different. And uh, you have to know more than just how you did it on yourself. So to me, yes, how you did it on yourself is super important. I am all for it because I'm working my talk and I'm working my path foremost, the first and foremost. And I also have training. I also have professional expertise. So I combine both personal and professional. And when I go to hire and I hire somebody else for mentoring, I will always look, are you educated in the field that you want to be a mentor, or you are a mentor? Are you really, do you have your own experience? So both are important. But the point is, everybody knows it, it's all well known, so it's good, nobody's arguing. The second one is, when you're in business, you must have business training. I absolutely agree with it. I am in business training myself. I spent hundred, well, by now it's more than $130,000, more than that, on business training specifically because it's important. If you're in business, you have to know how not only being an expert, but you also have to know all things about business, marketing and business skills and all organizational skills and so forth. So nobody argues about it. Everybody knows that you need to have business training to be successful in business. You can't just wake up and say, I'm going into business. Yes, a lot of people did that, but at what cost? We know better. So because we will get a mentor and we will go there fast, as they say, or our hand will be held and we will get there. And so nobody argues that we have to be in business training. Let's say a surgeon, brain surgeon, easy example, cannot be a brain surgeon if he didn't go through the training, right? So the same here. If you're in business, you need to have business training. Okay, that's the second area that you have to really master if you want to be successful. And also we got software, all kinds of software now. It's video hosting, and you need CRM, and you need shopping cart, and you need landing pages, and you need website. Yes, you do. And all of that is included in the business training. And then you have a mindset. And the mindset, again, everybody is saying mindset is important. We have to have it. And it's very, very needed. Yes, for sure it is. Your thinking needs to be straight. However, now we got to the fourth area that everybody is ignoring completely. No one is thinking about it, and everybody's keeping it very separate from business, as I keep teaching about. So this area is the spiritual expertise, spiritual development, spiritual growth, and it's a must in business. So if I were in a business school, if I were the president of a big business school, that would be the first requirement for every student. But of course, that's why they didn't put me as a president, didn't announce me as a president of the business school. But what if I tell you that, well, everything in this life is spiritual? We think, as cows on this field grazing, looking down, that this is all about material, this is all about physical, this is all about just looking down, getting those ducks in a row in business. getting more clients, getting more money, and that's the final goal in of your life. The more how do people define success? Success is how much money you've made. So we look at that person who is the most successful. To us, that person has made the most amount of money. But is it really true? Is it really what the true success is all about? Yes, they say also you need to be happy. Well, yes, you definitely need to be happy. Now, no money in the world will make you happy if you're not happy. Yes, that's for sure. But it's actually very different. The goal here on earth of your existence is very different. It's a spirit. That's all I can say to you. It's a spiritual purpose you're having here on this earth. So when you focus like these cows, I want to show again, in case you start watching it from here, all these cows in the field looking down, focusing on collecting their grass to eat, to survive, collecting money to survive, that they don't think about spiritual, they don't think about anything related to other than what they see in front of them, the physical world. Very material, very dense and hard. And when they overcome everything, they have to be on this field and continue focusing on collecting that grass, eating, collecting the money. And so, and that's why the spiritual area is always ignored. And then, okay, if we look at a business mentor who is very successful, very rich, very wealthy, makes a lot of money, and gathers a lot of followers. Yes, there are people we admire, they are good mentors. And first of all, not a single mentor I know ever suggested to people, and I'm talking about business mentors, non-business mentor, and I'm talking about big ones I know of. Of course, there are so many people. I can't speak for everybody, obviously. I do not want to stereotype, but that's my experience. And so, in my experience, I don't know any business mentor who said from the big stage, you have to have spiritual area done or dialed in. You have to have that spiritual experience first. No, they talk about mindset a lot, but they never ever mention spiritual expansion as how it's supposed to be. It's actually supposed to be the first before all you do all other areas, but it doesn't happen. And I know one mentor who is actually my client, but she came to me long time ago when she was starting her business. She started from the right foot, as they say, because she said, I just quit my job. I just divorced my husband. I'm starting anew. This is my business and I'm going to start it. And the first thing she did, not collecting money in that business, trying to make that business, she actually came to me, announced herself to be my client, and we've been working on a spiritual development as she's been working on her business side. And by now, because she combined both and she started with the spiritual side first, she now has 3 businesses. No zero anymore. She's already on the other side. And she has her own clients whom she is teaching business. But the point is, she truly believes that you cannot be successful in business without that spiritual side. And of course, then you will ask, how come that many people are successful in business without anything spiritual? Yes, for sure. Those people are on the muggle side, meaning they don't care about business, spiritual world. They don't care anything about soul. They don't care about spiritual purpose of being here on earth. And that's okay for them. It's their life. No judgment here, no labeling of any kind. I'm just raising awareness that the earth is awakening, light is coming, and everybody is awakening gradually to the truth that spiritual is here, spiritual reality is here, and now it has to come into business, and it has to be a part of your life. It's not anymore, it is just a hobby, it has to be a requirement. And so we've proven, because this person refers clients to me, for example, her own clients, and these clients come because she knows they will be successful on her side with her, and more successful, double successful, triple more successful, because they're spiritually, they clear those issues that otherwise would sabotage their bigger success. So when you open to your highest potential from inside, and you start knowing who you are from inside on the spiritual side, then your business becomes very, very meaningful on a much bigger scale, and it's more important, and it's more successful. Because again, as women, I can speak for many women, not for every single one, but for many women, we do not want to push, we don't want to overcome. Our feminine nature is to flow, our feminine nature is to nurture. We want to attract clients, we don't want to be salesy, we don't want to push anybody in to be our clients. We want for them to come to us and really appreciate what we're doing, because we're changing lives, and they are grateful for that. And nobody ever pushed anybody into sale where lose win situation. We want win for everybody. And so if you want this way of business and this way of life, you have to include spiritual development, your own spiritual expansion in your life, and especially in your business. Otherwise, you will be continue living on a traditional way and using traditional model, where you have to hustle and bustle and overcome and climb the mountains and twist everybody's arm and be upset that people don't come to you, and you don't have enough clients, and you don't have enough money, and you don't have enough success, because you're looking at those traditional ways of doing business when people get tremendous amounts of money, and you're saying, what's wrong with me? And by the way, I am going to talk about this particular subject tomorrow, because it just inspired me. I got inspired by even talking about it. So tomorrow I'm going to say exactly what I finished right now. And please remember, when you follow the divine, money will follow you. When you serve the divine, money will serve you. Bye for now.